There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for the real authority. Well, it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, I mean you check. Do it for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stopping crimes for all of us.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
Abby, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, some going deep and deeper. Put it to Ichiki. Bilal.
Oh yes, let me say a pleasant good morning to the beautiful people of this country, Liberia. Welcome to the December 15, 2025 edition of the program from the Print News, a regular feature here on this radio that comes your way from Monday to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And I'd like to welcome all of you to this brand new presentation. My name is Wendell Nimne, and it's good to have Esther Odako back after a week of illness. Esther, good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you, Wendell. Good morning to all of you. It's good to be here, like Wendell said. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm here this morning again, very much okay. And I'm able to share what I have on my decks this morning. I see a lot of interesting stories here, and I know I missed out on a lot last week because, I was just focusing on me and everything. So it's good to be here, Wendell.
Thank you, Esther, and it's good to have you back. It's not easy when you're 1 year, running through things. All right, folks, that's how it's going to be like today on this edition of the show. So wherever you are and listening, welcome. Those of you who are following us on our YouTube and Facebook page, you can drop your comments there, and we'll definitely read them out for you. Let me recognize a friend and brother who is celebrating his first wedding anniversary today. Methuselah Toba Reeves and your darling wife, Mrs. Joa Jipley Reeves, celebrates their first wedding anniversary today. I want to say congratulations on the occasion of your wedding anniversary, Mr. and Mrs. Ann Toba Reeves of Caldwell. Oh, today is the day. December 15. We'll be there. Don't worry about that. I personally will be there to have some fun with the folks today. So congratulations on your first wedding anniversary, Mr. and Mrs. Methuselah Toba Reeves of Caldwell. And folks, on the 20th of this month is going to be the wedding day of our general manager, Oliver Kine. And so we say congratulations to you in advance as you get set to bid farewell to bachelorhood on the 20th of December. Mm-hmm. So congratulations to you and your wife to be, Mr. Oliver Kine. All right, so we'll join. We're also waiting on our weather report man, Suleiman Tunis, and Leo Masaleh to join in as we run you through on this edition of the Print News. Let's say a big thank you to our sponsors, Crams Tupper Liberia, Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction, Well, this is the best time for you. The festive season is here, and I know a lot of you are having some occasion. Liberian people, they like good times. So if you want to get drinks, I mean, non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages for cheaper price, well, just go to Exeter's Best Price store on the Old Road, Smile Road Junction, or Gurley Street, downtown Monrovia. Anything you want to suit that occasion, they got it there for you. Except it's not in the country. But once it's in the country, you can get it at Exeter's Best Price store. The last but not the least, Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, one of the giants in the petroleum business in Mama, Liberia, and is headed by Amadou Sharif. So Esther and I will be sharing with you the front page Africa hard copy and the Daily Observer. So let me take the lead this morning with the front page Africa. Let's get to the top stories. Major relief for consumers. LERC announces electricity tariff reductions. New rates take effect January 2026. That's good news. Can we celebrate now? I think it's I don't want to celebrate for now.
And Wendell, I hope it's gonna stick because just making this pronouncement.
I hope they.
Even though I was hoping that we could go back to fly rate.
I hope this is not fly. We hope this will materialize. So this is a big relief if it happens for us. Major relief for consumers. LERC announces electricity tariff reduction and new rates take effect January 2026. Another story here says translating policies into results. MOE, that's the Ministry of Education, reports measurable gains but flags deep learning gaps at joint education sector review. And then lastly, inspiring the young people, APM Terminals Liberia renews major sponsorship for 2025-2026 County Sports Meet. Esther, I'm taking my weekend break or my holiday break. I don't know, but I'm taking my holiday break this Friday. I will be taking my break.
Yeah, go enjoy yourself.
Yeah, so
that is 2019 all the way to the new year.
Yeah, so I'll be off the radio. Yeah, I'll be resting, man. I need a lot of time to rest. But let's move on with some of the big stories here on the front page of the Front Page Africa newspaper. Conan sounds alarm on 1.2 billion draft budget. Urges Senate to halt aggregate level passage. But MFDP consultant pushes back. Not rush approval. If no other body will, we must lead a deliberate review of the sectorial allocations, investment commitments, and institutional safeguards before the budget is passed, not after. In doing so, we will save hand in successfully implementing his government's development agenda. Senator Amara Kone, Bapolo County Chairman, Public Accounts Committee. The debate over budgetary transfers should be grounded in law, evidence, and institutional responsibility, not in hyperbole. Liberia's fiscal challenges are real, and they require sober analysis and constructive oversight. As a senior senator and former steward of the nation's finances, Senator Conan's voice carries weight. With that weight comes an obligation to clarify rather than confuse, to educate rather than alarm. Who is saying this? As Emmanuel Lord Senior, budget consultant, Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Well, let's run there and take a few lines from that story. Let's get to it. Bring a few lines. Senator Amara Corner of Bapolo County and chairman of the Senate Public Accounts Committee has raised serious concerns about Liberia's resist passing the budget at the aggregate level without detailed scrutiny. In a statement following the House of Representatives' approval of the budget, Senator Cornell emphasized that a rush process could compromise transparency, weaken institutional safeguards, and undermine the delivery of essential development projects. If no other body will, we must lead a deliberate review of the sectorial allocations, investment commitments, and institutional safeguards before the budget is passed, not after. In doing so, we will safeguard the interests of the Liberian people and strengthen the president's hand in successfully implementing his government's development agenda, Senator Cornell wrote. In his post, the senator first congratulated President Joseph Boakai and the Finance Minister Augustine Ngafuan for securing a second compact for Liberia, noting that at a time when official development assistance is declining, the achievement is significant. First, I want to congratulate President Joseph Boakai and his team led by Finance Minister Augustine Ngafuan for getting a second compact for Liberia at a time when official development assistance is declining. A second compact is significant, he said, highlighting the importance of international support for Liberia's development projects. Turning to the budget itself, Senator Cornell said that the fiscal year 26 draft budget submitted on November 7, 2025 reflects progress in Liberia's public financial management system, but also requires careful oversight. He stressed that the patterns from the previous fiscal year illustrate serious risks, noting that funds allocated for key projects under the public sector investment plan were frequently diverted to unrelated recurrent expenses, undermining both statutory compliance and sectorial priorities. He cited cases including major infrastructure, education, agricultural projects that either received no funding or exceeded their approved ceilings, raising concerns about fiscal discipline and the effectiveness of budget execution. The House level without examining the details undermines legislative oversight and risks misallocation of public funds, Conan wrote. He further noted that state-owned enterprises failed to provide financial data in the draft budget and expressed concern over the establishment of a new spending category amounting to $256 million, or over 21% of the total budget, with unclear mechanisms for oversight. We cannot allow a repeat of previous fiscal indiscipline. The Senate must exercise its oversight authority, responsibility, and ensure that allocations reach their intended beneficiaries, the senator added, emphasizing the need for accountability and careful review. Well, we'll leave it right there and take our final story on the front page of the Front Page Africa newspaper, and then we send controls to Esther to run us through the hard copy of the Daily Observer. And let's take this story. Experts warn deaths from extreme heat are growing as new report finds last year was hottest on record. Hot Monrovia. The shop is very hot most often, even when the fan's on. I have felt dizzy and tired, but this work needs strength and energy. You just keep going. The heat makes the work slower, not harder. You just manage. Jatu B. Wobe, mechanic, uptown garage. When the body can no longer regulate temperature, the effects can be devastating. Fans only circulate hot air. They don't cool a space. Simple measures, rest, hydration, proper ventilation can save lives. Dr. Richard J. Doe, a Liberian medical doctor and public health specialist. The climate crisis is a health crisis. Every fraction of a degree of warming costs lives and livelihoods. Dr. Jeremy Farrell, Assistant Director General for Health Promotion, World Health Organization. Let's take a few lines from there because the heat not fun. The heat is killing. Oh, the heat not fun. So let's take a few lines from there and see what's up with this heat thing that is, rising in our country. Monrovia experienced its hottest dry season on record in 2024. Climate models predict the city could face up to 118 additional hot days annually by mid-century. That's mid-century. Experts warn prolonged exposure to extreme heat increases the risk of heat exhaustion, dehydration, and pregnancy complications. With women hit hardest, Liberia is ill prepared. Monrovia, Painesville, Accra, and Casa received grants to identify heat risks and protect residents. It says Painesville has launched its 25-year climate action plan to guide urban planning and strengthen resilience against rising temperatures. The air inside Uptown Garage and Broad Street feels trapped and heavy, thick with grease and iron. Squatting under the hood of a sedan, 22-year-old mechanic Jatu B. Wobe grips a long metal clutch with both hands, tightening the bolts as sweat glistens on her forehead and mixes with engine oil. Heat is a constant part of Jatu's daily job. As the dry seasons looms, memories of last year's record-breaking heat hang over the city's crowded garages, markets, and streets. The shop is very hot most often, even with the fans on, she says, sliding out from beneath the car. I have felt dizzy and tired, but this work needs strength and energy. You just keep going. That heat isn't just uncomfortable, it is deadly. The Lancet Countdown of Health and Climate Change, a global research collaboration working with the World Health Organization, tracks how rising temperatures, pollution, and extreme weather are affecting human health. In its latest report, the group warns that the world's failure to act on climate change is now costing millions of lives every year. It found that heat-related deaths have increased by 23% since the 1990s. Extreme heat caused workers around the world to lose over 640 billion labor hours in 2024 alone. The climate crisis is a health crisis, said Dr. Jeremy Farrell, WHO's Assistant Director General for Health Promotion. In a WHO news release, every fraction of a degree of warming costs lives and livelihoods. In Liberia, the warning feels immediate. Climate model shows that Montserrat County, which includes Monrovia, could face 118 more extremely hot days each year by mid-century, compared with the 1995-2014. That means longer, harsher, dry seasons that threaten the health and livelihoods of people like Jatu and the city still struggling to prepare. The World Bank warns that African cities are experiencing some of the fastest temperatures increases globally. Yet most remain underprepared to protect residents from heat-related risks. In its climate risks profile, Liberia, the bank identifies Monrovia and Painesville as among the country's most heat-exposed areas, with limited municipal capacity to adapt. Esther, I think we can stop here and send controls to you to bring us more developments from the Daily Observer newspaper.
Thank you. Thank you, Wendell. This morning, like he said, I have the Daily Observer on my desk, and we have a lot of stories here. Why are lawmakers resisting change? NIDM's legislative modernization efforts expose deep institutional neglect. Wendell, this is right here on the front page of this paper.
Very interesting.
Page is on page 10, and we're going to take some lines from here. It says recent engagement between the Netherlands Institute for It says recent engagements between the Netherlands Institute for Multi-Party Democratic and senior staff at the legislature has since been brought to the surface. A long-standing concern among many Liberians and governance experts, development partners, and even legislative staff themselves. Liberia's national legislature has persistently failed to embrace meaningful institutional reform despite years of donor support and clear regional examples of what a modern parliament should look like. The findings emerged from a one-day capacity needs assessment working session held with directors and deputy directors of all 16 departments of the Legislative Secretariat. The exercise, co-funded by the European Union, Irish Aid, and the Embassy of Sweden under the Liberia Electoral Support Project, plus LESP, was managed by UNDP and jointly implemented by NIMD, that's NIMD and UN Women. While the initiative was intended to identify strengths, gaps, and low-cost reform opportunities, it instead revealed a legislative struggling with basic operational functionality and, more troublingly, a political leadership that appears unwilling to prioritize modernization. According to some, challenges facing the legislature are not technical, they are political. We don't even have basic computers in departments that are supposed to manage information, said a senior officer in one of the administrative units, who cannot be named due to fear of repercussions. You can talk about transparency or accountability when your ICT department itself has no functional equipment. Another department head lamented the absence of support from the central administration and lawmakers themselves, noting that repeated requests for basic logistics should not such as rather microphones, record keeping tools, and digital storage systems are routinely ignored during budget hearings. Both chambers don't even have functional websites, he said. Citizens cannot track bills, votes, or committee work internally. We rely on paper files that get lost or damaged. This is not a modern legislature. The situation is particularly striking given the modernization initiatives were once proposed and in some cases piloted within the legislature only to be quietly abandoned. Among these was a public electronic voting system which would have allowed citizens to see how lawmakers voted on key national issues. The system was discussed, partially demonstrated, and later shelved, largely due to resistance from lawmakers wary of increased public scrutiny. Their fear, said other legislative staff member, once votes are public, lawmakers are accountable. That idea didn't sit well with many members. Imagine. Other still initiatives include digital bill tracking system committee, live streaming public access portals for legislative documents, institutional social media platforms, and strengthen legislative information service. Okay, it says despite repeated donor interest, the technical support office, offers appropriations of ICT infrastructure has consistently failed to materialize. Well, let's leave you here and run to more stories on the Daily Observer. This says Liberia's Ivanhoe deal revives cross-border vision with Guinea, with restored diplomatic ties and the new rail deal. Liberia and Guinea move to turn a 50-year-old vision of shared prosperity into reality. And that's it. And let's see a couple more stories here. It says, what's this tree? This tree is right here. Okay, I think I have it. Okay. It says Liberia House of Representatives has passed the long-anticipated Ivanhoe Atlantic concession and access agreement, setting the stage for Senate's occurrence in the coming days. But beyond the legislative milestone, this vote carries a deeper regional message. Liberia is ready to fulfill the vision of cross-border cooperation enshrined in 2019 implementation agreement between Liberia and Guinea, a treaty that both nations ratified to enable free movement of goods, shared infrastructure, and mutual prosperity. The timing is significant. For the first time in years, both countries now have full diplomatic representation in each other's capital. In October 2025, Liberia newly appointed ambassador to Guinea, H.E. Fokpa Gezi, represented his credentials in Conakry, pledging to deepen bilateral relations and expand trade and economic cooperation between the two neighbors. His remarks echoed very spirit of the implementation agreement, the free movement of goods, services, and persons across our shared borders. This renewal of diplomacy complements a parallel movement on the Liberia side earlier in July 2024. Guinea's ambassador to Liberia, His Excellency, I think it's Abu Bakar Sali, presented his letters of credence to President Joseph Neyman Bouaka Sr., who warmly welcomed him and reaffirmed Liberia's commitment to strengthening bilateral ties within the Mano River Union. We must collaborate with our neighbors to foster prosperity, peace, and security, President Bouaka said, underscoring Liberia's unwavering dedication to promoting peace and fostering open relations within all nations. That statement made more than a year before the House's decisive vote now rings prophetic. The concession and access agreement driven by Ivanhoe Atlantic is not merely an investment contract, it is the first real operationalization of the Liberia-Guinea Implementation Agreement ratified by both governments in 2020 and 2021. Let's keep reading. And we have this story here. Lawsuit awaits AML. Nimba Group accused company of exploitation. Well, this story is right here. Let's see what page this story is on. It's also on page 3 of this paper. We're going to look at page 3, and it's right here. It says, lawsuit awaits. Let me get this thing a little bit lower.
Sit down before you spoil the ear.
I'll tell you. Okay, I think I have it. And it says, Nima Quado, a Nimba-based civil group, has announced plans to initiate legal action against ArcelorMittal Liberia, accusing the mining company of depriving residents of benefits tied to the county natural resources. Speaking at a gathering organized by Nima Quado on Saturday, December 13, 2025, Reverend B. Emmanuel Warwer, acting board chair of the organization, alleged that ArcelorMittal Liberia also referred to as Mita Steel, has failed to deliver social and economic benefits to communities affected by its operations in Nema County. Our own natural resources have been taken, yet our people are deprived of the benefits, Reverend Wawo told attendees. He said the group has explored several options in response to what it describes as long-standing grievances, including peaceful resistance and legal redress. Reverend Wawo noted that while some community members have previously suggested disruptive actions such as blocking rail lines used by the company, the organization has opted for a legal approach. According to him, consultation with legal practitioners from Nema County and international partners, including UNICORS, led the group to consider international arbitration as a viable pathway. I have done my research and realized that there are international courts for arbitration, he said, adding that the group intends to pursue legal action against AML for what he described as suppression and exploitation of local communities. We will leave it there and look at more stories this morning. Let's bring it to the back page of. Okay, just before we hit the back page, whose interest does Senator Sir Joseph represent? The Senate's business dealings with Estela Mitai raise conflict of interest concerns amid his oversight of Ivanhoe Agreement passed by the House. Page 10 has the story. We'll run there quickly and bring you some lines. And it says, as an anonymous public as an anxious public await the Senate's concurrence on a House action last week on key economic instruments, including the Ivanhoe Atlantic Cohesion and Access Agreement. A growing number of lawmakers and policy observers are voicing concerns over what they describe as a blatant conflict of interest involving Montserrat County Senator Sir Hadi Joseph, who chairs the Senate Joint Committee tasked with reviewing the deal. The Senate's financial ties to Estela Mitai Liberia, the very company that has objected to the multi-user rule and independent operation framework for the implementation of the Ivanhoe Agreement, are now under sharp scrutiny as the joint committee he leads continues to stall proceedings without clear justification. The Labour Party says on December 8, the Joint Committee finally convened its long delay hearing on Ivanhoe Agreement after weeks of waiting since the agreement was transmitted to the legislature on October 23rd, 2025. Yet, instead of proceeding with massive review, Senator Joseph abruptly adjourned the session, citing the absence of principal signatories. The Ministers of Justice and Finance, some observers argued he could have proceeded since only the Finance Ministry sent an assistant minister, when the actual ministers themselves returned 3 days later as demanded on December 11, fully represented and ready to engage. The senator again called off the meeting without explanation, stoning the public and the press corps present. The pattern is clear. A legislative source told the Daily Observer he is running out the clock to buy AML time. Every day that this drags another day, he hopes to delay passage of an agreement that AML is lobbying heavily to derail. According to persons familiar with internal deliberations, business ties, the Daily Observer has confirmed reports published by the Liberian investigator and GNN Liberia that buses owned by Senator Joseph have been leased to Estela Mitai Liberia for the transport of mine workers in Nema County. These are the same buses the senator once claimed he imported to serve commuters in Montserrat County at his own expense. Meanwhile, the senator told journalists in July 2025 that the buses in question were not serving the people of Montserrat County because they were undergoing major repairs. In addition, sources close to the transport sector confirmed that Sir Joseph Martin's trucking contracts with ArcelorMittal directly benefiting from the company's ongoing mining operations in Yekepa and Bikana. Repeated attempts by the Daily Observer to obtain comments from both men were unanswered. Lawmaker contractor at the same time under the Liberia Code of Conduct for public officials, lawmakers are explicitly prohibited from engaging in business activities that create a conflict between personal interest and public duty. The code further bars public officials from accepting or maintaining contractual relationship with any entity doing business with the government. In this context, Senator Joseph Dua role as legislator and contractor for Salaminta raises grave ethical questions about his ability to conduct impartial oversight. As a chair of the Senate committees overseeing both the Ivanhoe Agreement and the transport sector, Joseph effectively sits in judgment over the policy framework that could threaten his own financial arrangements. Senator Joseph cannot serve two masters, said a senior legislative staffer who requested anonymity. He is using his position to share ML's interest, not Liberia. It's a textbook case of conflict of interest and abuse of legislative power. I'm going to stop here when the other story is so very long, and let's see if we have few other stories at the back of this paper. The Daily Observer. Central Bank of Liberia formalizes IIPS operations with mobile money, Orange Money. This is good news, Wendell, because
besides it being a good news, this is something that two GSM company can agree to and say, look, since we are operating in this country, Lone Star people can now send money, but the government is using this as being part of their agenda.
really
Yeah, so I don't know, but
funny though, because this is something that was discussed. Yeah, been undercover. They've been discussing it
Yeah.
for a long time, and this is good for all of us. At least now that I do not have to have another SIM card or a company SIM card in my phone before I can send money to
Yeah.
the person who's using that. It is very helpful for us, and this is very welcoming. We are glad that you guys have crossed this path. You'll be acting like the competition you already be.
yeah, that we don't want
you
to
got in
we
our
don't want to
business.
suffer.
I tell you.
Yeah.
But we're glad that you guys have gotten this far. And then finally, for the back page of the Daily Observer, Bowie promises US 40K to Delon Rehab Center if. So what the if for we know? Interesting. Let's see some lines. Let's know what the if is about. In a passionate and moving statement, Nobel Peace Laureate Madam Lehman Bowie has promised additional 40,000 to the Center of Rehabilitation and Reintegration if her godchild stays clean from drugs for the next few months.
Hmm?
The center was established and funded by influential Montserrado County Senator Abraham Darius DeLone. DeLone, the outspoken international peace advocate, did not disclose the identity of the child. She says such a development means that the system and structure in here is doing the right thing. Madam Bowie made the statement recently when she cut the ribbon to an annex to the that's the CFRR Center at Copper Farm, Painesville. The annex named Lima and Yumbly Recovery Lodge will facilitate 12 more clients and includes a computer laboratory and 12 laptop computers. She disclosed that through funding from Melinda Gates in the amount of US $20 million for worldwide support, she met with the board of CFRR and decided to make a small donation of 10,000, which initially contributed to the construction of the annex. At the heart of every society in the involvement of women and girls in the development of that country. And when you get to a place where you have girls, women who have gotten to a point where substances and different forms of addiction have become an issue for them, coming to places like this is never a pleasure, Madam Bowie lamented. We hope that when what has been done here will bring them back to a state where they are able to contribute to the development of Liberia, she asserted. Early this year, Bowie disclosed that she was one of those who were fortunate to have been granted 20 million by Melinda Gates to distribute to different organizations across the world. And when the funds came, it came with a lot of headaches. It's for women and girls, and we were supposed to give it to organizations immediately. We set up a team of people and we named the fund the hand that gives in the Kwele vernacular she narrated.
Okay.
So
Time.
yeah,
We
of
will
course.
have to leave it right there.
Right. So let's send controls to you, Wendell.
Thank you very much, Esther. That was the hard copy of the Daily Observer newspaper. We will definitely let's recap for you first. We recap all of the stories we read, and then we take our break, and we come back and bring in our weather report man and our brother Aliyu Masaleh. So we're going to recap all of the stories we brought you this morning. Major relief for consumers. LEC, that's LERC, announces electricity tariff reductions, and new rates take effect January 2026. This is good news. So we all embrace the news. I don't know what it is we should celebrate or not. But education, this one says translating policies into results. MOE reports measurable gains but flags deep learning gaps at joint education sector review. And lastly, for top stories, inspiring the young people, APM Terminals Liberia renews major sponsorship for 2025-2026 Canto Sports Meet. And the big stories we brought to you, Conan sounds alarm on 1.2 billion draft budget, urges Senate to halt aggregate level passage, but MFDP consultant pushes back, not rush approval. And then lastly, experts warn death from extreme heat are growing as new report finds last year was hottest on record. Hot Morovia. That's the front page Africa, the Daily Observer. Why are lawmakers resisting change? It's a question mark to this caption. NIMD's legislative modernization efforts expose deep institutional neglect. And Liberia's Avino D revives cross-border vision with Guinea. This other story, whose interest does Senator Saad Joseph represent? Is a question mark to this caption. The senator's business dealings with ArcelorMittal raised conflict of interest concerns amid his oversight of Avino agreement passed by the House. And lastly, for the front page, lawsuit awaits AML. Nima Group accuses company of exploitation. To the back page, CBL formalizes RIPS operations with mobile money and Orange Money. And lastly, Bowie promises US 40K to Dillon's Rehab Center. Ave. Well, those are all the stories we brought you this morning. Let's take our break. When we come back, we'll join Suleiman Tunis to bring us the weather report. And we'll also have with us Aliyu Masaleh. So let's do our break and be right back.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to serve the search of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Morovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
Right baby, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Road Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exeter's Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exeter's Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exeter's Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
He said, when you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. Come on, some going deep and deeper. Put it to Ichiki. We are living since.
Okay, folks, let's say a big thank you to our sponsors, Crime Stopper Liberia, Exeter's Best Price Store, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. Let's link up with our man, Suleiman Tunis, now to give us the weather report. And then from there, we can go to Aliyu Masaleh. Tunis, good morning and welcome. Tunis?
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Wendell. Good morning, Mama Liberia. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters coming to you live from New York City, Staten Island, with Freedom FM 87.9, the most listened to radio station in the nation capital. Here again, another working day, Monday, back. This is your weatherman, Suleiman Hashim Tunis. Excuse me. First of all, we have a fresh snow in New York City yesterday. It was a blast, and it was unexpected to me because previously I didn't listen to the news. I woke up in the morning, I had a place to go by 10 o'clock for some baby shower at the church, and before I could look, snow was all over. Couldn't even go nowhere after 12 o'clock, you know. So New York City experienced fresh snow yesterday, and it's still on the ground anyway. It's still here, even though they piled most of it, but the snow is still on the ground. And it was a little bit heavy. It was not a small one. But let's go to Liberia. The weather was in the news. Newspaper. You could see probably the front page Africa, that warning you guys that you're going to have a lot of heat days coming ahead. But with all that, today is a very nice day in Liberia. You're not going to see the sun. It's about 83 degrees, but feels like 89. And rain likely around 3 p.m. Chances of rain around 3 p.m. So be ready. But for the sun, you may not even see the sun. It's going to be cloudy all day. It's going to be cloudy. Around 3 o'clock, chances of rain. Listen, you may not see the rain. It happened this weekend. You didn't see the sun that much. From Friday, Saturday, the sun was not around. It was cloudy to you. It looked like it wanted to rain, and then you predict it. But we're giving it to you like it is. And we tell you from Freedom FM, that's it. We give you the accurate weather report. Today, you will not see the sun after. Today it's going to be cloudy, and at 3 o'clock, chances of rain. So be expecting that. Tomorrow, almost the same as today, you're not going to see the sun again. It's going to be cloudy, which is going to be 82 degrees, but we feeling like the same, like 89. Okay, today and tomorrow weather. Listen. You may not see, it's going to be cloudy. You may not see the sun at all today and tomorrow. But that doesn't mean it's going to be rainy all day. It's going to be cloudy. These are very good weather, you see. So it's when it's cloudy, you think it's going to rain, it's not going to rain. So your weather report man from Freedom FM give you a 2 days weather report today and tomorrow, and we'll give you more detail in the sister program tonight called Nighttime Spain. I will be there to give you more detail of the weather and would give you more detail about the newspaper, the hot days ahead of you. Again, this is your good friend Suleiman Hashim Tunis from New York City, Staten Island, giving you the weather report through Freedom FM, the accurate weather report. But again, like I said, we have a fresh snow. It's been snowing around the United States, New York City. New York City and the environment. We have our fresh snow yesterday and it was almost 3 to 4 feet. I think so, yeah. Inches, not feet, because 3 to 4 feet, that's a lot of snow. But there was a lot, okay? And I called Liberia yesterday and somebody said, oh, we saw your snow on Facebook. I say, all the time, been snowing all over. Just New York City is snow now, it's on Facebook. Wow, we saw that. Okay. All right. So that's it. Again, y'all have a nice night. Let me talk to my sister or my niece. We've been missing you one whole week. We're happy you're back. Good.
Yeah. I was not. If I was forcing her to come to work, you were going to tell me, say, no, go home.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Man, we need you. We need you to be strong because the whole world is looking at you,
Concerned. So, yeah.
We are happy you're back very strong. Your health is back to you. Thank God for that.
Sure.
Okay. Ali, good morning.
Good morning, bro Tunis. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Mr. Nimlen. Good morning, Mama Labira. Glad to be here. Locking down from snow.
Did you
Good morning to you, Aliyu.
I have a snow in Baltimore too.
Yesterday we woke up, everybody was locked down. Even like you see, I stay sitting here because even the children, all schools are down. Maybe like 10 o'clock before then we'll start taking children to school when they finish clearing all the snow to the various.
Yeah, but you guys are behind time. New York City, the major streets we are clear immediately. We are faster than all of you around the country.
You're in a big city. We are waiting for them to clear before we start taking our children to school this morning. So they stay dreaming about Liberia.
Okay, guys, I see you guys. We see you tonight. I hope you guys listen to our show tonight. We'll give you more detail about the hot weather ahead of you and more detail about our snow here and the weather today and tomorrow. Thank you so much. See you guys.
Thank you very much, Suleiman Tunis, and we'll catch up with you during the course of the week for more weather report. So I want to wish you a blessed day in New York City.
Thank you so much, and have a nice day.
You too. All right, so let's hear from our man Aliyu Masaleh, who is there in Baltimore, Maryland, the United States. Aliyu, you've been there and following all of the stories we read. We heard this good news from the Liberia Electricity Regulatory. I don't know what is a commission now, but yes, they have told us about, reduction in the called tariff reduction in the electricity for January 2026. Then there are other news. You heard about the budget issue from the Senator of Buffalo County that they should scrutinize the budget carefully before, passing it into law. And we also brought you another story about something the government is saying is part of their agenda. Orange and Lone Star now can, after everything is finalized, you can have a mobile Lone Star SIM and you transfer money to Orange number. You can also have an Orange SIM and transferring that to a Lone Star number. But the government is telling us that it is part of their arrest agenda, something that we know two GSM company can agree together with the requisite authorities to pass into law. But they want to take the glory that it's part there was something here again, agenda thing.
Yeah,
But
achievement.
anyway, let's hear from you, Leo. And we also talk about, uh, the weather in Liberia. Most especially, there were two areas mentioned, Monrovia and Painesville City, that is going to be hot in coming days.
Okay, thank you then. Yes, so well, normally we always say Liberia had two seasons, the dry season and that of the rainy season. Even
But you
though
put up a little bit of weight. I don't know. You ready to
Yeah,
laugh now?
the man is back from
what?
the man
Because
is
the
back.
man-
The man bounced back.
My man, you fully recovered. So I know
Thank
you're
you,
doing a
thank
lot of
you.
eating in our house there.
But my man, my brother, you know what it means? You get home, you eat, you sleep, you watch movie.
That's it.
You're
That's
not
it.
going to work, no stress. You go to work, you do this, you do this. All I do now is just to take my children to school. I sit home whole day. Maybe I'm praying, and by the grace of God, hopefully next month will resume work. Even though I'm not going to work full time, I will be working 4 5 hours like for 3 years before I can go back to full time. But all I know, let me be doing something instead of just sitting, eating, sleeping, and watching movies. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's good, thank God, and I appreciate you all your concern and prayers. Yeah, like for those people now in Painesville, they are already aware, so they had to be careful because heat, like here, we know what can happen when it comes to heat stroke. Yes, it is not good for anybody. That's why I say I like the winter than any other season because I like the cool because heat I like too much heat, even though I looking
Mm.
skinny, but I just like it. And I saw the newspaper, they talking about the heat, and which of course is not good. Most people out there, like our brothers, sisters who are out there selling in the street, and it's not good. Heat stroke is very, very dangerous. Yes, and dehydration because the more the sun is shining, you will be sweating, you're losing water and thing. And people not know some of these things. The more water you losing, you need to be drinking. At the end of the day, sometimes you fall off when they check you. Dehydration, heat stroke is very dangerous. Sometimes it can lead to something else. So they had to take precautions and be very careful. And we wish them we wish them well to be safe out there. And this issue about Lone Star and Orange, I think we discussed it over and over that this is something the government had to work on. I can send money to Esther. Oh yeah, Esther, please give the person $1, and then she will be like, "Oh, I get Lone Star and the person get Orange." That's
Exactly.
another problem. The person will have to say, "Oh wait, let me look for somebody that get Lone Star number." You send it to the person. Yes, even last week the same thing happened. Yes, with my brother, and he had to look for a Lone Star number for them to send the money to for him to get it from the person. But thank God that one has been settled. And again, they need to work on another one where when Esther only get Lone Star meaning in her phone, she want to call Mr. Nimle and tell him something. Mr. Nimle don't have Lone Star SIM, so there is no way that she can reach out to him because the meaning she get, he can only call Lone Star number and Mr. Nimle get Orange. So they need to work on that as well. Like here, we said the last time, with T-Mobile, if I want to call Verizon, I want to call Cricket, any other mobile, I want to call any GSM carrier, I don't have to say, oh, I will T-Mobile, I cannot call Verizon because why? I don't have unit to call Verizon. That's not good. You're in the country, somebody don't have to recharge to call Lone Star number. Somebody don't have to recharge to call Orange number. So like they work on the mobile money or whatsoever, they should also work on that too. I think that will be good. But it's a good news. Thanks to them and thanks to the government. And this issue about the EDC, the tariff, that's also welcoming. That's good news for the country. We tell the government thank you. But for me, I'm not going to celebrate it. I see it being implemented. But because that's why the moment something happens, they say we should celebrate. No, I can't just go and be celebrating something that have not yet been implemented. Let's see what they take in now, because the moment you say, what has this government done? People will say, oh, we get stable electricity. We get stable electricity. We get running water. That's the two things they can brag about. All their supporters, the moment you thought they say stable electricity, well, I have seen so many times, even the Capitol building, lawmakers are in session, boom, current gone. Sometimes 15, 20 minutes before power will be restored. We don't call that stable electricity. Let Esther there. She can be in her house, current will go. She will be in her heat till the next day, 7 o'clock before she even says, that's not what we call stable electricity. You should stop misusing words. That's not stable electricity. Okay. But it's a good news, and thanks to the government, we will celebrate it when we see it being implemented. This issue about the budget of Mr. Nimle, it is so sad to get a $1.2 billion budget, and then right now I'm just watching here now on closing argument. There are people protesting those staffers that they send it. You see, they want salary increment instead of you giving them one back or rest every Christmas season. What can that do for them? Pay them for better salaries that they will be able to buy their own food.
Yep.
You can be on that salary harmonization. Josh, we have the salary harmonization. You people were coming to undo salary harmonization, but you people only undo salary harmonization for yourself. People who were making 15,000 during Josh Weah administration and say, no, I'm not here for that. I will call it that to say 7,000. You people say your salary were harmonized, and today you're back in power. Your salary has gone back to 15,000. You people taking ghost name from payroll, cleaning the payroll, but the wage bill continue to claim. What's the logic behind that? You're signing $1.2 billion budget, but today people are protesting for salary increment. The money is only there for yourself. What's the logic in that? You can be increasing the country budget and you still get people making $90, people still making $80, people still making $100. What the essence of increasing the budget? Increasing your salary as a lawmaker, as government official, as president, vice president, your benefit and allowances. Those people, you're paying them $90. That $90, they had to pay children's school fee, they had to pay house rent, they had to pay their way to go to work from Monday to Friday. You're not even providing buses for those people. I can remember people that are working to LPRC, all those government ministries and agencies, they have buses. When I was in Barnesville in the morning, my uncle was working to public work. He just go to bed and stop, get on the bus and go to work. From there in the evening, the bus come and put him down. You see, these things are no longer happening. The modern age and time, you paying somebody $100 going to work from Monday to Friday. Look at the transportation in the country. And that budget, Mr. Barker said, during the campaign time, this country, we are no longer going to be buying food, our stable food rest. We make sure we produce rest in this country. We don't have to be begging people to give us our stable food. These are things you told the people. But today, see what Amara Kone is talking about the budget. Look at the agriculture budget, and somebody was brave enough to tell me the reason why they didn't put more money in the agriculture budget, because Liberia getting a lot of donations from donors over there when putting it into agriculture. When are we going to live from the dependency syndrome? To just be depending on people over there, that's why you will not put money in the agriculture sector, you will not put money in the budget. You see, to decentralize agriculture across the country so we can be able to produce our own stable food, but putting millions of dollars in the budget all the time to be buying rest, to be inputting rest into the country. It makes no sense. But again, Senator Kone, thank you. You can cry wolf, that budget will be passed. Okay. Because the same way the House of Representatives, other representatives there, they cry, they were on their own. In as much as we get a regime speaker, and nothing back I say is a done deal. In and where we get Yobi Kanga Lawrence in our Senate, we get Darius Delonet there, they are all from the rescue team. You can cry wolf. You are only going to be on the record to say yes. When Amara Kone was there, during the time they brought a $1.2 billion budget, he said this, he said that. You are only going to talk for being on the record, but your talking is not going to hold water. But this is so sad to get a $1.2 billion budget that make no impact in the lives of the Liberian people, but instead only government officials going to enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aliyu Masale. But my attention is drawn to this heat thing in our country because, the government don't have the capacity to like other advanced countries where they would tell you what you need to do to prevent, most especially the babies, young babies.
The skin are tender.
Yeah, and the heat. As to the heat, is not easy. A friend of mine who was visiting Liberia from the States, and I was sitting the other day, and I mean, we're in the open, but he was sweating like nobody business. So I was like, my man, you never in America, what happened? He said, my man, just feel my skin. I said, what? It's like you're taking bath. So,
you will not believe it that I haven't noticed this heat.
No.
Probably maybe because I've been home, but I've not really noticed.
No, I've noticed the heat. The thing about it is that, we always give the weather report.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're leaving our homes in the morning, those of us who can read the weather before on our phones and stuff, we dress according to the weather.
Right.
Yeah, because that it's going to be a very hot day. Then you wear something thick, and the kind of work you do, you got to be moving from one street to another. So the heat is very serious. I hope the authorities, the EPA and those other agencies responsible can, start to create the awareness for our people, because their country people can start dying before we say we're trying to put out preventive measures.
Right.
The heat is very serious. In coming days, it's going to be very hot. In coming days, those of you who like to squeeze up in the car, like you're sat in the park, you're in the car.
For that, the people don't have choice over that.
No, they do. Esther, right now, most of the commercial drivers are in total violation of the traffic laws.
That's
because
what I'm saying. The passengers do not have a choice, because if you are in a car where the driver wants to pull 4 persons,
no, the driver don't have a right.
So you will get down.
Yeah, that's your business. If you want to go, you go. But if you know that what the driver is doing is not right, you call the police. You call the police. When the police is there, you're told us to take 3 at the back. So why the driver is taking 4 at the back?
The police regulating that because these very drivers plow this road that you have different police officers on, and they see these people fall in the back. They do not say anything about it.
Then when I get down, if I'm jammed or if I'm constrained to ride that vehicle, if I get to my destination, I'm not going to pay the driver the amount I'm supposed to pay, because you know why? He did not do justice to me. What kind of driver will be that brave to jump from behind his steering to say he coming for the passenger?
I have seen it.
Yes, I have seen it. Sarah Stein Labiro.
I'm not saying I myself I have seen it. I myself I have seen it, but I mean,
there are drivers who will let it go, but
the driver knows that you're not supposed to take 4 persons at the back. Look, we always talk about system.
What the problem?
But in our country, I don't know when we're ready to live with system. Even if you go at the bank, somebody can just come from outside, just come in front of you, and they serve them while you been there standing for hours. So I don't know, because for me, if it happened to me and I jump on a commercial car and I know that 3 passengers are supposed to be at the back. It happened the other day. I was trying to board a car, and then they said, no, but you can't come. You can't take another person. And the person was right. I was making it 4 now at the back, and the person said no.
So you're actually going to make it 4 if they had not said no.
Oh, and the driver stopped for me. And the driver stopped for me.
So in most cases, where they
so you see what the passengers did? You see the other passengers what they did? They told the driver, they said, no, you can't take him.
Yeah.
And I respected that.
And another thing they like to do is if they are picking up a passenger and you're not going to their destination, sometimes they will say they're only taking somebody going Junction, for example.
Yeah.
They're only taking Junction passengers. And probably maybe you're stopping around 540, and then they will charge you Junction price. You get in the taxi, and you guys agree. You guys are 3 already in the back, and he charged you the exact fare that will take you to Junction. right? And then when they pull you down 540, he wants to pick up another passenger and will not agree in a car. You don't put anybody in the car.
Some of the passengers are right now listening to
Because
us. They are right
that's
now listening to
interesting.
us.
Yeah.
So it's real though. The heat that is coming in the future in this country is going to be unbearable. So I mean, my concern has to do with the schools that they got too many students in one class. And look, and so you never know, people can die from suffocation. The heat is very serious. That little child there sitting, you don't even know, you think that child is sleeping. The heat is killing that child. So I mean, the government now needs to create the awareness because this country,
Yeah, expensive schools and need to put AC in the classrooms for our children.
yeah, but I mean, most of the international schools,
You
they got
saying international? It is
yeah,
not
so
only international schools
so
that are expensive.
and the international,
You got schools that are not
so
international.
some
They're
kind of
paying
school,
700 US,
You
800
get
US.
AC at University of Liberia.
not
You get
not
AC.
easy, not easy. They will put that at Adwa.
You
Adwa they will put
even
in your
get AC
classroom.
UL talking about
They
school.
ain't that- they ain't talking about. So
They
so
should do that.
so I'm gonna let me talk about my area. So I'm gonna lead Jade, what we can call Bagia School. Yeah, they got some schools they can really teach. Like one school I know, I will always talk about that school because I know most of my kids pass through that school. The Nimna Brothers Preparatory School in the borough of Nickertown. The guys are very good. Esther, they will make a follow up on the student. If you're not performing, they will make a follow up on the parents why the child is not doing well in school. So that kind of little school now. You put air conditioning. Some kind of government school, the Nuguna Junior High, Nuguna Elementary School, where parents who can afford children are struggling to go there. They want to put air conditioning there. So the air conditioning business, only the international school, then where the people paying maybe just for 1 year, you pay $2,000 US, you know.
At the
They-
end of the day, you just gotta keep
But,
managing
you
because
know-
it is mostly the public schools that are overcrowded with their
Yeah,
because
you
a
see,
lot of
that's
people
what I'm
cannot
saying.
afford, so you cannot say you want to
Exactly.
restrict a class number to this particular amount when you know that other people gotta be incorporated.
Exactly.
They can
So
stay home
so
because
so
the
what
classroom is
what
far.
I hope the schools have natural ventilation, where the breeze can flow into the
Yeah,
classroom.
because even if you're
Yeah.
doing AC, you gotta take into consideration the current window.
Yeah,
The thing can
yeah,
burn.
the thing can burn. The thing can burn. So that's it, folks. Today we're not on the cause issue today because this heat thing, we want to talk about the heat thing because there are babies, mothers. Sometimes they're taking the babies to the hospital. They will wrap them in a blanket. Sometimes you cover the baby head too, and all of that. The heat not easy. Or Esther, I don't know what you say. You ain't experienced it,
Okay,
but
why?
I mean, man, the heat
Not really expensive.
is not easy though. I don't know how the fat people will manage.
At night too, is it the same?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I don't know how the fat people will manage
I really been
because
single.
some people they're so fat they can't even move the cup right beside them. They gotta ask somebody to give the cup. To even lift up that hand, the cup not even far from you, but you can't make it. So how y'all manage? Y'all gotta be careful. The people say the heat that coming must be very careful. So we trying to call on the government agencies responsible to, create the awareness to do it.
Mm.
Because they may not have the time to do it because their offices, their cars, their homes are air conditioner. So they may not have the time to do it. They say, but who care? Let the heat kill them. If you're not concerned about your citizens, the people that elected you, if you're not concerned about them, well, that's your business. But this heat thing, we got to be very careful because, you will suffer dehydration. When the sun hot, it can be easy. So the people are telling us in days to come, it's going to be very, very hot. So for us, we are already aware. That's why I left my short trousers business. The only time I can try to even wear long trousers when I come into work. But my short trousers business, I like thin clothes. I like something heavy when you wear, you're embarrassed. The sun is going to be hot. And some people got smartphones. They don't read the weather. That's one thing. So if you know you live in your house and you know the kind of work that you're doing, it requires you moving from one place to another. You have to dress accordingly, because if you wear something that will not suit the weather, the heat that is coming, you will suffocate. You will get dehydrated. The sun, when it hitting you, sometimes your eye, you can't even see good. Ali, you said, no, I'm talking the truth.
Oh yes. That's why I like coming abroad during the rainy season.
So you let rain be in there, you let cold weather be in there, you let rain
Yeah, I
be
can be afraid. Even here when the sun shines, I can be so uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, my people. So we begging you, let's prevent ourselves. Let's prevent our children the heat. We need to look after them. When the sun hot, you got to be checking around, because the children they playing, the somewhere sleeping, the heat killing them, and you're not there to check on them. So it's important that we do these things to save lives, because the government may not have the capacity. Our part of country, we almost going to 200 years now. The country then we're 40, 50 year old, the teen then where they graduated from, ever since that it was still struggling to get. It was still struggling to get.
And we know that's why I was saying to somebody the last time. I said, with the way Liberia is, it's almost like you had your first child, and that child helped raise the younger brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And it later got very more serious with life.
Yeah.
The little brothers came grew and passed by them.
Surpassed, yeah.
And then they still struggling. The little brothers,
Yeah.
they gotta be helping them once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sad thing
That's
that
true.
we have come to this level with the number of years that
Yeah.
we have. People make mockery out of it, more especially the
Yeah.
countries around us.
Yeah.
They make mockery.
But how they would not make mockery out of it when we
Because-
fought for their independence.
Exactly.
We
That's
fought
what
for
we
a
did.
lot of them
A
independence.
lot of them.
So we're supposed to be, look at Ivory Coast, look at Nigeria,
Guinea.
look at Ghana, look at the other countries around us. All right. They graduated from overhead bridges. And Liberia now just thinking about overhead bridges. So you see,
And I'm
Eh?
I'm hoping to see that
It's so funny.
overhead bridge will be up to the standard we have seen in other countries, because I mean, I was looking at the stretch of the road where they're taking the bridge
Bridge
from where
from-
it's going to land. The length of it also it matters a lot.
Mhm.
That's the beauty of the bridge.
The bridge,
you can just
yeah.
take it from where
bring it, yeah. And you
What
say,
they
yeah,
need.
you don't even walk.
What
You,
kind of
you don't even
traffic
read,
you
you don't even walk 1 minute, and then you say you cross bridge.
Oh really? So when you on the
No,
bridge,
we
how
don't
many
know.
minutes?
We don't know. We
we
just
ain't
saying,
doing-
that it should not be that way.
Uh-huh. Because we
Because I
saw
wanted to
it.
say when you get on the bridge, how many minutes you can drive for to cross the bridge?
No, they have not done it yet.
We didn't even know yet.
When they
But Mr.
completed, I
Otto,
would
Mr.
I
Dim,
would
like
do
you,
foot checking.
The other one that said what they face for even boat to pass on that wall. They built a thing on there. I don't know why our country
but
is.
you now you looking at the bridge where they starting it from and where it will drop down. To you, the stress can be how many meter or how many minute drive.
Oh man, Ali, me, I can't tell you that one, but I can't lie.
But how many lanes will be on the bridge?
And I was waiting to see the engineer. We even see the blueprint. Yes, it says so.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you
I haven't
just-
seen the
that's
I
true.
haven't seen the blueprint. At least if we are seeing the blueprint, then we'll say yes. But folks, that's it. Let's be careful. The heat is out there. Let's do all we can to prevent ourselves, prevent our children. We'll keep talking about it because we know how times are hard. You get more than 50 students in one technically classroom, and you even get good air passing through that window. So the children there, while the teacher on the bulletin teaching, they're suffering, the heat killing them, they're getting dehydrated. So we'll do all we can to talk about it because it is our concern. The government people then they didn't get time for that one. So we'll keep telling you what to do to make sure that our kids are free from dying prematurely. So let's go to Aliyu to wrap up from his end. Aliyu, let's get your parting comments. We gotta go. No time.
That's just it there. People have to be careful. Like we said, heat stroke is not good. Okay, the more you sweating, you losing water, you dehydrate. is not good. So people had to take precautions to be on the safe side. Like for us, we experienced it here. We know it killed people a lot during summertime. That's a common thing. It happened. That was in 2021. I was driving and I got to the gas station while pumping gas. One man just came with that kind of running and he fell down. Before I could open my wallet to take up my card to show to him that I'm a first aider, I could give him some CPR. It was already late. He was gone. Just like that. So to tell you how dangerous heat stroke is, it kills people here a lot. So now we are talking about those kind of heat in the country that people had to take precaution. It's not something to joke with. As you're sweating, you have to be drinking more water and things, and try to dress according to the weather. And this is why we get our brother here. Every day he take up his time to come here and update us, tell us about the weather, and listen to it and dress appropriately to avoid such incident from happening. Till we can see you again tomorrow. Stay safe. Have a good day. God bless America. God bless Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Aliyu Masale. We'll be here hopefully tomorrow, by God's grace. I'm going to be taking a break of the radio on Sunday. Okay, Sunday is going to be my break day. Right after my show on Sunday, I'll be taking a break. So I'm telling my co-host to take note, Miss Daku. All right. So, folks, like I said, we'll be here tomorrow, God's willing. Until we are back here, do have a pleasant Monday.